Hi everybody, this is Melina from the Scrapbooking with Me Boutique on Facebook. I am excited today to share with you a mini album that I made that has taken me a little while to do, but I am so excited that it's done. I used the Bo Bunny Woodland Winter collection with this album, and here it is. Now, I am not the fastest crafter in the world, so I'm assuming that's why this has taken me so long. But I've never made a mini album this big. It's 8 by 8. So I guess, you know, I have had a little bit more to decorate, so that's why it was taking me longer than it usually does on a mini album. I used rings for my binding, and I used the white ones out of this gray pack from We Are Memory Keepers, which I got at the boutique. We have those listed in the boutique. I need to go check those out. Love those. Set them with the crocodile, of course. Alright, my ribbon that I use is seam binding, also from the boutique. I tried my hand at a little charm strand, and this is just some beads I got from a local craft store when they had them 50% off, and a charm at the end. So that's my little charm strand on the binding. It turned out that this was a little thicker than what I thought it was going to be, so I went ahead and did some ribbons here to hold it together so it wouldn't be so flared out. And I used, I had already attached my paper and stuff when I figured out that this was going to be too wide to not have it tied on this side. So I just used, I set eyelets on the front and the back, and then did seam binding to tie that. Now, this is like pretty traditional as far as scrap book because I didn't do the fancy cardstock and then come in 1/4 of an inch and do my designer paper. So this is pretty rustic, I guess I guess you could call it. So let's get into it. First off, the cover. I already picked out my pictures that I'm going to put into it, so I went ahead and titled it. All of these pieces come from the Bo Bunny Winter Wonderland collection. This was a kit from the boutique back November, and so all the pieces came from that collection. These swirls are just scrap pieces of cardstock that I cut out with a My Favorite Things die that I also got at the boutique. Man, I'm just plugging away at the boutique, Anna. Some of the buttons were in the collection, some of them are from my stash. Anybody that knows me, if I'm ever at a retreat, people know that if they need a button, they come to me because I love buttons. I have a huge stash of buttons. So anyways, the buttons were not hard to come by. I did some paper piercing here, and that's how I tied the little twine bow there, and then added some rhinestones. So that's my cover. I'll go ahead and show the back. Very simple. It was just a piece of the 12 by 12 paper that was in the collection, and I set it so that this was in the corner, and I just signed it. So the back is very simple. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, let's tie it on the side. our inside front cover. Also, of course, very simple. Anybody that subscribes to me and has been subscribed and has viewed any of my videos knows that I'm not an in-depth crafter. Most all of my stuff is very simple. So if that's what you're looking for or that's what you're needing, you've come to the right place. This trim here came in the kit. And so anyways, I just glued that down with some Mambo, the white and green tube adhesive. Put that down, and of course the owl was in the ephemera pack. And this was just paper that was in the collection that I just thought was neat for journaling. So that's my inside cover. Okay, and then my first page, like I said, I didn't do the cardstock or light chipboard, you know, I just went with the pattern paper. I had to set eyelets on all of my pages. Now I might regret that later. They might, you know, come loose or the paper might tear or something, but right now everything's good. I was just wanting to get this done because I have Christmas pictures that me and my family are in white and denim, and so these pictures are going to go really, really good with this collection. So I was just wanting to get the album done so I could get my pictures in. I'll show you the first picture that's going in. For this page, this can I can either put the picture here, or I have a little slide out tag. I can put it in there, plain on the back. So I can either cut the picture down, put it on here, or put it on there. I'm planning on putting it here and journaling on this. So this is the first page, and I've got this where it comes up, and this will be the first picture that goes in the album. My little boy with red eyes. I should have fixed that. But anyways, that's the first picture of this album. And when I was doing this album, I think this might have been why it took a little longer too, because I knew every picture that I wanted on every page. So I had to kind of design the pages around my pictures. So I think that might be why it took a little longer. But anyways, we have on white shirts with jeans on. So I thought this collection went really well with that. I thought of this as soon as I saw this as the kit for November too. So went really good together. Alright, so that's the first page. I didn't explain here and here. I used Mr. Huey's, the opaque white mister, and I tapped it to get the splotchiness of all that. All of my inking is either antique linen, Tim Holtz Distress ink, or it's the vintage photo, Tim Holtz Distress ink. Around all of the pages, I did the vintage photo and some of the accents, and then around, just for softer, I used antique linen on each page. Alright, so there's page 1. Alright. Second page. Very simple, just a photo mat with a tag. I made this library pocket and use some of the stickers here, and this was in the sticker pack also. This came from Walmart. I got a yard of that material when they had it on sale, and I've got this where I can put the picture down, it's open, and then when I get the picture down I'll finish it here in it. So very simple tag, there. This also was in the ephemera pack, just inked around the edges. Okay, very simple. This page, again, used some of the stickers, and I love buttons, of course. I love how this looked, so I went ahead and added that. This little tag comes out also. I know now why most people, when they're showing their mini albums, they don't put stuff back because it takes a little longer. Use the swirled eye again here, and just simple photo mat. Okay. Next page. I went a little in depth on this one. I used a stencil template mask, whatever you want to call it, and used the modeling paste, and it was white modeling paste, and I spritzed this page with I think it's the Little Boy Blue, Mr. Huey's, and while it was wet I put the mask down and did that, and so it turned the modeling paste, of course, the same color as the mist, and then I took it up, and while it was still a little tacky, went over it with the Tim Holtz Distress Ink vintage photo, and that's how I got that look. And it has wax paper on the back of it and just a little bitty dot until I get the picture down, and then I'll take that off and adhere it. So simple with some bling and a little spot for journaling on the bottom. Okay, the next page is just a small page for journaling, using that same My Favorite Things Flourish die. And then you turn this little page, and you get the happy little snowman that came in the ephemera pack. I cut the oval with my Cricut. Excuse me. And this trim was just some from my stash. I can't even remember where I got that from, but it kind of looks plastic until you get it on the page, and then it's got a texture to it. And then around the oval, just inked with my white gel pen, the dots, and then the edges, and on some of the blues in this book I used the Prima white chalk edger. I love that stuff. Okay, next page. Very simple again. I used a few of the pattern papers on this page, and then on my photo mat I just popped it up with foam dots. And then I have these out, you know, in case I need to journal a little bit more, and have a doily there and a piece of burlap and some more bling. Okay, next page. I used some of the chipboard pieces from the collection and just randomly put on a few embellishments to go along with the photo mat. Here on this page I have a library pocket that I made, and I just have it attached on one side, but I have foam dots on the rest of it waiting for my picture, and then I'll adhere the rest of that down. The picture is me and my son, and it's kind of void on this side, not really anything, like it's the window of the house, but the tree and then us sitting here, so that's gonna be good the way I've got that set up. And then two little, you know, just simple tags in there. Okay. Oh, I also have a doily back behind that also. Okay. Here again, I just used a large piece from the chipboard sticker page sheet from the collection, and some of my own pearl, flat back pearls. I made the mistake on this page of going ahead and setting my eyelets. I have the picture already made up, and I have the holes set in the picture, but I should have put the picture on, then set my eyelets. So now the picture's going to be humped up a little bit right there, unless I make the holes in the picture a little bit bigger, and that will be fine because it's the girls, it's me and my daughter, and so we're over here some, so it wouldn't affect that. I'm going to have to cut a little bit bigger hole in the picture to get that on. So if you are doing your album, remember, before you set eyelets, if you're setting eyelets on every page, make sure that you get the picture on first, then set the eyelets. Learn from my mistakes. Okay? Now, here's where we get a little bit more interesting. Most all these pages so far have been just like regular scrapbook pages. This page I wanted to do a little something different. I've added the chipboard pieces, some more buttons, and some beads that I got from Dawn Haskell. I used the beads, Dawn. Thank you. And my photo mat. And then here is a pocket there that I made. And I made a little booklet in the pocket. A simple little booklet. Use some of the pattern paper and one of the deer from the ephemera pack. Also a chipboard piece, and then to match the pearls that was on the adjoining page, put that there for the pull. So, little booklet in there. Fits in really easily. Okay, next page is a flip. I used a piece here from the chipboard sheet, and then some dewdrops that I got from the boutique. They're by the Robin's Nest. And then, of course, used some more of my buttons and some twine and made a flip. So I can journal here, put my picture here, and like I said, I've already got all my pictures set up, so I know that my picture is going to fit perfectly right there, and then I can tell about the picture there. So there's my flip for that page. Make sure you get all of it. Okay. Alright. Next page, I did a sneak peek of this because I created this page for a challenge on a blog that I was designing for. So some of you have already seen this page. It's got some of the ephemera on it, some of the chipboard on it. For my tree, I cut circles with my circle punches, and then just cut those circles in half, inked each one, and then made my own little wonky Christmas tree or winter tree, and then added some bling to it. Love birds. This picture is of me and my hubby, so yeah, I know, cheesy. Okay. Next page. Now, I love making accordion flowers, or I've heard them called lollipop flowers, or I know there's 2 or 3 other names for them. Anyways, I usually just call them accordion flowers. I love doing these. I had made one for the stocking ornaments that I'd made for Christmas, a couple of stocking ornaments, and I made this one too big. The ornament was like this big, and the accordion flower was a little bit too big, so I thought, hey, that'll go along with my 8x8 album I'm making. This paper is not from the collection, but I thought it went really well. I mean, it's just script paper. So I added some blue to match, Oh, I forgot to say at the beginning, this solid blue that you're seeing is not quite navy from Stamp It Up. It goes really, really well with this collection. So anyways, I made the lollipop flower, used some more of the ephemera. There was some really big pieces of ephemera in this collection. I like that. And then this is a pocket. I inked around the edges of that with the Prima white chalk and cut out a piece of the trim, and then a circle that I cut out with a scallop circle punch. So that's a pocket for that one, for that picture. Okay. Next page, this one's a little fussy, if I do say so myself. I made this and put in, I left the adhesive so it was loose on this side, so I didn't put adhesive on this side of it up to here. And I have a tag there in the corner, and then the other layer doesn't have adhesive from there up, so I made another tag for there. And then this is banded, so it's just adhered on the bottom and the top, so I could put a piece of the ephemera in there. So there's that. I added some flat back pearls from my stash for that. And for the picture, there's the tag for it. I just cut a piece of the blue cardstock from Stamp It Up and used my We Are Memory Keepers ticket punch for the side of that. So that has a few little cubby holes in it. I don't know how in the world I've even thought of that kind of stuff. I'm usually not that good at thinking up different things for pages. I get in a rut. So there's that page. Next is pretty simple also. It goes along with another one that I had earlier that had a tag on the side. I got this bag from the boutique and just used a piece of the pattern paper and added a little tab with a button at the top for the pull. And adhered that to the back. And then this was cut with my spellbinders. And I'll just put a picture there, and when I get it down, I'll adhere that tab down. So be just, you know, another little accent to have on the page. So fairly simple page there. Next, here I made a large library pocket, and instead of putting the tabs on the back side of it, I folded it up and put the tabs on the inside so it wouldn't be bulky on the back. And so I have this set up for a picture here. I have the picture cut down to size to go on there. And there's the library pocket without the tag in it. That's my new obsession here lately, is making library pockets. I love it. Okay, that slides down in there. I used some baker's twine and my Tim Holtz tiny attacher to put that on. And then this little camera is Studio Calico. I got that from the boutique also. And then just cut a couple of circles for accents. Added those onto that page. Okay, next page. Very simple little mat, photo mat. Added a piece of the sticker accents here. And I have this here for journaling. I have the word family because this picture is all four of us together. Added a little bit of bling. So simple next to the last page. And then for my back cover, This is also going to be a picture of all of us together. And I have this where the picture will go behind it, you know, until I get the picture down, then I can adhere the rest of it down. Now, on this one, behind the photo map, I made, you'll never guess, 2 library pockets. But this time I put them sideways, right beside each other, and then made little tags to go in them. And again, I just cut a circle and scored it in half, and that's the tab with a piece of the chipboard there. So that's how I done those. Okay, so that's the last page, and I have plenty of room for journaling. And of course, when I get my pictures in, I'll probably add some more titles and things like that. But this is what I have been working on for almost 2 months. And I know that sounds so long, but it was during the holidays, so I have to take that into consideration too. And I had other design team projects I was working on also for other challenge blogs that I'm a part of. So I fit this in when I could. That's the back page. And there's the back cover again. And when I go to close it, I have these where I tied them together at the eyelets. And then I put them together and just tie my bow to close it. And that's my closure on the edges. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my scrappy mini album. Oh no, I bent his little leg. Oh no. There. Sorry, little dear. I think I need to adhere him down just a little bit better so he stops bending. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.